Still going. We are now live. The December 4th, 2015 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How has your week been?
Taking tests.
Taking tests.
The certification. I figured that's what I was going to have to do it, so I better get it done.
This year, I have everything to do. I have my QB online. I have my 2015 to do. I need to get on the ball.
Well, the 2016, all the changes were so cosmetic for the most part, you know. On the certification exam, it was like
If you passed it last year, you passed it this year?
Well, it was like the only really major changes was that it's not like the money bar. It's like, you know, the expenses, you know, like they're basically kind of bringing QBO and QuickBooks Desktop sort of in harmony, so to speak. And then there were some really piddly changes that they were sort of trumpeting. You know, like they put an extra checkbox in here and this kind of stuff. But
well, what they did that I really like is they now give you a report if you rebuild your file because it's corrupt.
Right, yeah, they've enhanced that.
That is nice. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, it's nice that you can go and when you do with the F2 or F1 and then you down at the lower right-hand corner you can see. So you don't have to worry as to what got fixed and what didn't get fixed.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to go for the win log either, so it.
That was sure.
It was just more of a cosmetic. To me, it was more cosmetic, you know, rather than.
Yeah, but you know what? That win log was really. I mean, you ignored everything except for the last sentence.
Yeah.
So you know, why make me go through that? Why even make me look at it? Joanne says she's still getting her fish. It's fish night tonight. So, and Dennis, were you asking me about Sleater, about how my trip was?
Or was it you, Larry? How did that go? Did you take your Chromebook with you, or?
I loved my Chromebook.
It
lasted the whole day. I was able to use it all day long and not have to recharge it till the end of the day.
Yeah, it's nice having a full-size keyboard, and you know, to me, it's kind of superseded my tablet in a sense.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But you know, Chrome and tablets are two different things.
Right.
Chrome, you're using the browser. The tablet, you're using apps. You don't necessarily. Well, you do get a browser if you want it, but you're mostly using apps the same way you use apps on the phone. And to me, I have been sorely disappointed by apps. They only do about half of what I want. Maybe I'm an overachiever. I don't know. But I was doing Periscope, playing around with that. And I wanted to record the Periscope that I did. And there was no way in Periscope to do it. I had to Google it and find an answer. There's another app if you want to actually save the recording. So what good is an app if it doesn't do everything that you want? So, yeah, it's only half an app. It's half an app. I know everybody's liking it and playing with it, but you know, when I Googled, many people were asking the same question that I was. So I would think that they would want to put that or add that feature, but that's just me. So what else is happening in everybody's week? Got people silenced.
Oh, that was you. You put a message in Slack.
Yes.
Did we get a message in Slack? I went there and didn't see one.
Well, I can't put the link on until I start the Hangout. Now, when we do Zoom, it's going to be different.
It,
And
it just it just rang on my phone. I was wondering.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering who did that.
I don't know how it turned out on Facebook either. It didn't look right in the event page. But next week we're going to do Zoom. I have a Zoom account. I haven't attached it to Slack, but I am going to attach it to Slack. So I'm then going to be starting Zoom from Slack. But I'll also have the link in our Facebook page, so you can get it there. I think that once you have my number, my Zoom number, you will always use that number to join. So you can always go, I mean, once we start using Zoom, you won't have to go to Slack or to the Facebook page. All you have to do is the www.zoom.com, and then it'll ask you, what do you want to do? Click on join and put that number in.
Yeah,
So,
the Zoom thing this morning went pretty well. The screen
Yeah.
sharing. That was interesting. The cognitive, because I actually have a older version of it, and I'm thinking maybe there's some things I want to try because maybe I was doing it wrong
or they've improved it since then.
too. Yeah, so I'll have to check it out. But it was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Dennis,
Zoom.
Dennis, it wasn't clear when you asked him about that and to switch it from the old computer to the new computer. Sounded like he said not only you could do that, but it would also upgrade it. Is that right?
It sounded like that actually I could have it on two computers, because I'm a one-person, backup, and so.
Okay.
But though I was thinking of upgrading, but I don't know if I'll do that right away. But
Upgrading computer or upgrading the
I've
Windows
already
10?
upgrading the Cognivue because I bought it about 2 or 3 years ago, and so I was asking what new functionality there was. Also, I was asking about the difference between converting PDF to Word and PDF to Excel. I asked them if they did that, and they said no because they focus on, I guess the spreadsheet Excel is like data, whereas the Word is like formatting or whatever. And in order to get it to, because like I tried the online PDF to Word, and what it did was it just took a picture of the PDF and put it in Word, but I couldn't edit. I couldn't edit it. So I mean, it looked like it was in Word, but I couldn't edit it. So you have to have OCR to get
Right,
it to
right.
be able to edit. So, and I guess most of those free online conversions don't have OCR. It sounds like.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So in order to like be able to edit the text, you have to have, it has to be OCR to be converted.
do you have a printer that does that?
He was saying something about I know that you can print to a Cognivue, but it sounded like maybe if you did that, you might be able to do some things with it. I don't know. I haven't tried it.
Okay, yeah, I have an HP printer and it has OCR.
Hmm.
So I can do OCR from Word. I know I can take a document and it can read it and edit it.
Hmm.
Or scan and do the OCR.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can't wait till Seth puts his link up. I'd like to watch it.
Yeah, he said he put it. I guess he's going to have it'll be on YouTube. I guess if you go to Nerd Enterprises, it'll be a link
Okay.
on Nerd Enterprises, and I guess it'll also be a link in the Facebook group.
Okay. There's lots of places to put things. Susan, I think you're talking.
Hello. What?
Hi, Susan.
Hey. I'm sorry, I was on mute there for a minute. I had a call.
Okay. Do you have earphones? Earbuds?
No.
Okay. I think you're. Well, it seems like it's gotten better. Anyone else hearing the echo?
There was a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
No, right now.
Okay. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today was security and the stalkers. that have been happening to Intuit Pro advisors, in particularly the women.
Oh,
There
really?
are a lot of people that have been getting friend requests. Unless you actually look at that person's profile and see that they are, first of all, a real person and not a bot trying to spam you.
Yeah.
But I've seen a couple friend requests come across, and I'll see other people that I know that they're friends with, but then I look at what they've done and I see no postings whatsoever. You know, and those kind of people, I'm not friend requesting them. I am not accepting their friends. I'm rejecting them and only accepting people that I know are real people or people that I've talked to in groups and that kind of thing. But it's getting to the point where it's happening more and more often, and it's kind of getting like, how do you put your information out there if you can't accept friends from people? Isn't that part of what you want to do, is bring people in that you don't know so that they can, you know, purchase your services?
And make friends?
And make friends, yes. Yes. But all these stalkers and bots and, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was just me, but I get a lot of that. And once again, when you look at the profile, there's absolutely no information on the profile about the person whatsoever. And it'll be like us, a group of friends, related. And then when you say, okay, accept, and then you look at their whole profile, there's nothing on there. And to me, it's like somebody that's going, and I had this happen before, somebody just pulling off pictures off somebody else's website, like a military person and them in action and stuff like that, and then they'll make up a fake profile with a fake name and then friend you, and you think you're talking, you know, to that person, and really it's not that person you're talking to.
Right? Or have you ever found your profile on someone else's page?
I have not looked.
Yeah, I've heard that happen too. It hasn't happened to me personally, but I've heard of other women that that's happened to.
It's called catfishing.
Catfishing.
See, I thought they were trying to get me to accept their friend request, so then they can see all my friends, and then they can try, you know, send them more friend requests.
Yep.
You know,
That's how they hack into your Facebook profile page, and then they start sending spam.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So you can't, the days of just accepting friends are over now.
Yeah.
You have to do a little bit of research, and you have to vet those friends and make sure that A, that they're real people, and B, they're not just some crazy person trying to stalk you.
I'm still vetting like 3 family members. Don't even play.
Somebody's always ruining it for somebody else.
Oh, I know. And the whole Intuit thing where, you know, they were scraping your email address and sending fake requests for work.
Oh.
First it was payroll, then it was taxes, and they're getting better and better. They sound like real people that are really looking for work. But if you respond to them, they you know, have very poor English. They're not translating well, you know.
right.
I've got to the point where I don't trust anything I get from supposedly Intuit.
Well, that's a problem too, because now Intuit's doing that verification thing, and they send the verification by email. Now they give you the option, if you don't want it sent by email, you can have it some other way, which I would imagine would be phone or horror, snail mail. So yeah, you can't just throw all the Intuit things out the window. You have to really look, and it takes time, and that's a pain in the butt. I don't want to spend my time doing that. I got other stuff to do that I could be getting paid for.
Yeah. Never get your time back.
No, no, no. And heaven knows, with all of these apps and fun new programs that we're starting, I get lost sometimes and lose hours.
Yeah.
So I need all those hours back.
Yeah. Time, money, and energy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Linda, how close are you to San Bernardino?
About 20 miles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, the first day I kind of felt detached from it, but yesterday and today I've kind of felt really it's important that I guess I donate money to the families and that we just show the families how much we love them and everything. Because I was very happy, though, to hear at about 11 a.m. Pacific time, the FBI has said, yes, it was terrorist related.
Oh, yeah.
Finally.
Well, it looked like, you know, the thing that kind of made me really sad was that they had a little YouTube video where, before it happened, and half these people were sitting in wheelchairs, and so,
Ugh.
but I don't know that many people that
No,
were disabled.
that's not true. What was really odd is it was on a campus that it happened.
Right.
And on the campus, there were two large buildings where the county of San Bernardino provided service to both children and
Right.
adult, what do you call it, disabled,
Probably.
developmentally disabled people.
Yeah, right.
But it did not happen in either of those two buildings. There was
Okay.
a third building on the same campus, which was like a conference room and a conference center, and the San Bernardino County Health Department was having a Christmas luncheon party.
For their employees, it looked like.
That's what it was. It was just employees,
Yeah,
and
okay.
this man was an employee.
Yeah.
And a year ago, a bunch of the people that he and his wife killed, threw a baby shower for them.
Yeah,
And
so
bought them all kinds of presents for their 6-month-old baby that they left with their grandmother. I think personally, though, the fact that they didn't take the baby with them in the car was a real plus. They left that baby with the grandmother, so the baby can be raised now, and I guess his brother will adopt it. But
Yeah, well, imagine that poor baby growing up with having to live that down now.
well,
I don't
a
think I'd
lot of that
come.
depends on how the family treats it.
Well, I mean, that's true to a certain extent, but
The
it's
baby's
hard to
not
get
going
over. He will know that his parents killed these people, and how do you get over that
But
person?
hopefully he'll find out when he's an adult.
Well, anyway, if it was me, I would downplay. I would say, you know, your parents just.
Yeah, you can.
It seemed like it was more the wife that got carried away, and the wife influenced the husband.
What?
So,
People do
anyway,
that.
who knows?
Yeah.
I just want to do what I can to support the families that are left.
Right.
So,
That's a shame. That's very sad.
yeah. And the time of the year is rough because it's right before Christmas. But the community is coming together and they're supporting it. There's a lot of GoFundMe campaigns online, so you know you can. One of the women had escaped from, I think, either Pakistan or Nepal, like 10 years ago, and come to America to get away from the extremists. And then she comes to America, and here's where some extremist comes and kills her, you know. Oh my God. But there's no real safe place. That's why the friends we all have and making the most of every moment of every day is important.
I feel like you should be working
I'm very thankful for this group every Friday.
I feel like you should be
forward
wearing
to
a backpack every time you go out.
So,
Hey, Dennis.
Yes.
I don't know who else in here, but I've been going through studying and testing, and I've been MIA, you know, for a a couple months now or something, because I've been like in chaos. But I'm trying to get prepared to prepare taxes this season.
Hmm.
And I took one exam, and I passed it the first time, but oh my God, it was painful.
You talking about the EA exam? Or are you talking about just the which exam? Is it an IRS exam?
No, it's not. And then I've got another one to take, probably this weekend sometime. But anyway, it's something I decided to try and, see if I can increase my revenue and get clients that way.
Like tax returns?
Do I like them?
No, I say you're doing tax returns. Are they from like bookkeeping clients, or are they just regular, or are they like personal returns for non-business clients?
They'll be both.
Okay. You're competing against H&R Block and Liberty Tax, so I know that I'm in another marketing group of accountants and CPAs, and the consensus is that the 1040 personal return is kind of a shrinking market.
Right.
And so you want to focus on at least people that have Schedule Cs.
Right.
Susan, I'm hearing that you're echoing again. Can you turn your volume down a little bit? That may help if you don't have earbuds.
Okay.
It gets feedback through, the microphone gets feedback from your speakers.
Okay, how about
Is that better, Linda?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hearing yes. Okay, good. Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. I think the Zoom's going to be a lot better when we start doing that, and I think we're going to start Zooming next week. So that should get rid of these technical stupid problems.
Yeah, the audio and video is a lot better.
Pardon me?
I say the audio and video is a lot better.
Oh, absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely.
It doesn't seem quite as flaky either.
Mm.
So, Dennis, what software do you use to do your tax prep?
ITO, Intuit Tax Online. I used to use Pro Series. I did that for about 6 or 7 years, and it got kind of expensive. And I prefer the cloud, because when I think about ITOs and I've got like 3 computers, and I can get any one of my computers and do it, as opposed to having to make sure I've got software updates on every computer and that kind of thing. I can get information on my cell phone, like if the return's been accepted, and I can send PDF copies of the return from my cell phone to the client if necessary, and I can pull it up on my cell phone to view it.
Yeah.
It's improved quite a bit. I mean, the thing I've always had the problem with is the documentation, in terms of it's not real, quote unquote, intuitive, so to speak, in terms of where things are and why they decided to put it here or there.
Right.
But they seem to make enhancements each year, and this year, one big enhancement is that you can figure out where the worksheet is. You can go to the form, and on some of the fields, you can actually go drill down to the worksheet to see where you should be entering the stuff in, because that would get kind of confusing sometimes. And then they're kind of doing this. They're really trying to emphasize the Intuit Tax Online with QBO and doing a book to tax. And so if you've got clients on QBO, you can actually map the fields to ITO, Intuit Tax Online.
Right.
So you can potentially reduce the data entry.
Right.
You'll have to keep us posted on that, Dennis, and see if you ever get any returns that you can do with just the push of a button.
That's impossible.
I don't think that's ever going to be possible.
I had to come off mute for that one. I call bullshit on that.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be headed, though? I mean, isn't that what they sell you?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I mapped everything. You should be able to click a button. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that presumes you mapped it right. you mapped it right, and then I didn't even presume you coded it right for the mapping. So
By the time it takes you to map something, I can have the return done.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's faster to do it by hand rather than trying to screw around getting things mapped and all
Yeah,
this
but
kind
in
of stuff.
theory, after you've done mapping it, next year it's already mapped.
Well,
Yeah, but you're going to make a mistake next year.
what the theory is now is that some of these forms you can kind of, you can download and map, like some W-2s at 1099s. That's what they're going for.
Poor Misha is having problems. Google Hangouts, I'm telling you.
Well, I know I've been using Drake since 2008 or 9, and they've had the ability to map and tie into QuickBooks Desktop. I have yet to do it once.
I tried to log on last week or the week before, and something really weird was going on.
Something really weird is going on?
It was a week, last week or the week before, I'm not sure. And then I went to, I saw in the chat or in Facebook or something where you were talking about doing Zoom, or we moved to Zoom, or something, or Blab. I'm not sure what it was.
Well, we did a Blab last week, and I think Joanne hit the nail on the head when she said that Google was keeping people's cameras and videos and voice and not letting them go, so it interfered with people being able to get onto the Blab. So we're going to let Blab rest for a little bit and work on Zoom, but I'm not entirely done with Blab. I mean, I still see that there are places that we could use it, but I think I'm going to be doing Zoom pretty much going forward. I wanted to do a regular hangout just so that everybody could get in. Now, Susan, I'm not sure that I have your email address. I want to make sure that you're in Slack, and I need your email address to do that. Can you put it in the chat?
Oh, okay.
So I'll send you an invite through Slack. I think I do have you on my Facebook page.
Yeah, and you have me in Google Plus too, but let me ask you, what is Zoom?
Zoom is a video sharing software.
Who is it? Is it related to Google in any way or what?
No.
Twitter.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. So how's Sarah today?
I had all my sunspots lasered off my face, so I look like I have smallpox.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
It'll be better in a couple days. It'll be much better in a couple days.
Oh, yeah. Done it before. I actually went in for my semi-annual slash and burn the Irish chick. And the laser guy was there, and I'm like, ooh, Merry Christmas to me. And then I'm like, oh, hell, what meetings do I have? I panicked because I was thinking I had to sing tonight, but it's next Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Real cute.
That's okay. People love you no matter what you look like, Sarah.
Gosh, well, thank God for avatars. Can't do it. Well, I guess you can do with Zoom. No, I don't know. If you want to join one of the 4, I guess you can turn off your video. I don't know.
I think you can. Because it will ask me, do you want to join with video and audio?
Yeah.
So you can join without turning on your cam.
That's good, because sometimes it's just not a good day.
I can relate to that.
Well, I've been having a Bill.com fight all day. Is anybody using Bill.com?
What's happening?
Okay, so I knew the audit firm used Bill.com.
Right.
So I couldn't find it by searching, so I called them and I said, hey, do you want me to, send your payment ACH? And they sent me an email with their payment network ID and everything. So I just keyed it into their vendor file. And then it's been, all week it's been saying, we'll pay them by ACH if if they accept my invite.
Right.
Okay. So then I guess the client, here's another thing. The way I want it to work is I do all the processing, they approve, I pay. So I set up a special user where I'm not admin anymore and I am allowed to pay, but only if it's approved, okay? So, because I want to control the checkbook.
Right.
So I had approved, or she had approved like 10 bills, and I had invited all these ladies, and I knew none of them were in a hurry, and especially this, $10,000 audit bill. I wanted to ACH that one, so, and then I went in, and they were all paid. So I guess she got tired. I don't know. I don't know whether the client she was going out of town and noticed I hadn't paid and tried to help me.
Well, yeah, they don't pay themselves. I mean, it sits there until somebody does something.
Right, and I thought I'd made it clear that just, because it immediately starts going, they're late, they're not late. Anyway.
Right, no, and it does give you notices every single day until that bill is paid.
So once she hit paid, they're getting a check. Okay? I can't say, wait a minute, I want to ACH it. So, but anyway, I emailed the CPA firm and I said, hey, I'm waiting for you to accept the invite. And then the next message that popped up was to accept their invite. So if I go to accept it, it says, is it an existing vendor? And I go, yes, and they're not on the list. And this has happened before, and I had to call. So is there a difference between, I mean, does the system get mucked up if I've invited them and they invite me?
Everybody in Bill.com has a unique Bill.com number.
Right.
And you can set the vendor up and put that number in yourself.
But does that create an invite?
No, it would create a connection.
See, it didn't connect. It sent them an invite. I mean, I hand keyed in their payment network ID.
And it sent them an invite, so...
And it says they still get a check until they accept your invite. And I'm like, well, that was stupid. They gave me the ID.
Right, exactly. Or they may need to verify their bank.
Oh, so is it acting normally, or... All right, so then I got a message, accept invite, and I hit accept invite. I want to send payments. This company is an existing vendor, accept. And they're not on the list. If I go into the payable list, there they are, and it's waiting for them to accept me. Oh, wait a minute. Check came up. You there? Yo there. I typed too fast. Nick, I waited on the chat window for 55 minutes. I'm not impressed with their support either.
Wow.
Sounds like the IRS.
Yeah.
You better not have hung up on me. Hold on. Yo. Sorry for the wait.
That sounds like the IRS too.
You sure you have Bill.com and not the IRS?
Yeah, maybe you called the IRS by mistake.
Okay, some guy named Nick is here, so I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
I've not had the problems that Sarah seems to have with Bill.com. Either send a check or an ACH, and you can choose, too. I have vendors that are set up for ACH and still write them a check if I want to. So I'm not sure. So does anybody else have anything they want to talk about today? No? We have a silent group today.
I have a dumb question. When it comes to, for you tax guys, are there different categories of tax preparers? In other words, is there such a thing as a category where a tax preparer can only, like a basic level where they can only handle like a half a dozen clients or something like that?
There's no official level. I mean, CPAs have a reputation of being tax experts, but in many cases they are, but just because you're a CPA doesn't necessarily mean you're a tax expert, because there's like people that do auditing and consulting. Now, if you're an EA, an enrolled agent, that means you've taken a very rigorous exam and passed. So I think in many cases an EA might be no more about taxes than a CPA. And then what they tried to do a couple of years ago with the IRS was to regulate tax preparers and make them take a test for basic competency, and that was shot down. It was, it was called the Loving case. They were using this really crazy 1860 law, or after the Civil War law, to try to slam it in, and the court said no. But now they're trying to get Congress to approve it. Right now, there's a voluntary program for tax preparers to take continuing ed and then get listed in a PTIN directory. But as of right now, there's not an official, program that. But just like I say, if you're an enrolled agent or CPA, you're probably doing taxes at a higher level than someone that's just starting out, or someone that's just been doing 1040s. At least you've been recognized as such. It doesn't necessarily follow, but at least you've been recognized as such. Any other people have any comments? Or do taxes like you
Sarah asked if it was e-filing, and I was thinking of something else, but I think that's what he's thinking about. If you are a tax preparer and you prepare under a certain number of tax returns, you are not required to e-file. Once you file a certain number, you have to e-file.
Yeah, it's like 10, I think.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Or else you have to have the client sign a form saying, I want to.
Exactly. I think that's what Sarah meant by the e-filing.
Oh, I was trying to answer Larry's question.
Yeah, I think that's what Larry's talking about.
Is that what you're asking?
When
Larry?
he was talking about level.
Yeah, I was a little unclear because I was in a conversation with someone recently, and one of the comments that came out was they have a limited number of clients that they can handle.
I think it's that e-file. There's an e-file requirement for paid preparers. If you have a certain number of clients and under a certain number of tax returns you prepare each year, you're not, depending on the number, you're not required to e-file.
I think it's like 10.
Yeah, I think it might be 10. Anything over 10 tax returns, you have to e-file.
It's a pretty low number.
Yeah.
Is there a distinction in qualifications whether someone does business returns or just individual returns?
Mm-mm.
There's no formal requirement.
There's no formal.
The thing about the certifications and is that you're getting a better chance of getting someone that's better qualified or has more training, because like CPAs and EAs are required to take continuing ed. And that's what they were trying to do with the IRS regulating the tax preparers. They're trying to make it like 15 hours a year plus ethics. But that was shot down, but it's kind of coming back to life again with, and it's voluntary now. But
in addition to that, the designation gives you limited representation rights as well.
Yeah, like an EA or an attorney, or a CPA can represent a client before the IRS, which means you get a power of attorney, and you can handle audits and keep the client out of it. I think that if you're not an EA, you can have limited, where you might be able to speak for the client on a return that you personally prepare, but I'm not sure of all the details on that. But I know it's more restricted.
That's the main difference is that when you like, because I'm an EA, I can represent somebody in an audit even if I didn't prepare the return.
Right.
I think the registered preparers can only speak upon the returns that they actually signed.
And it has to be under it has to be, what do you call it? They have to be in audit or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it is pretty limited. So it depends on what the client is needing to have done, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is true. CPAs are known, it's been years, and you have to be a CPA to do taxes. But again, not all CPAs are tax averse or tax experts because they focus on other things other than tax.
Like audit and
like
cost
audit
accounting.
and
then
exactly.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
There's some CPAs that are just solely focused on 1040s. They have no clue what a general ledger is,
Right.
even though they passed the exam.
Well, I know, for example, I heard stories at the University of Washington, people that went through the accounting program couldn't do bookkeeping. All they did was teach them theory.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they couldn't do a set of books, journal. And then when I took accounting about 40 years ago, we had like practice sets we did manually, and you had to post and create a trial balance and do everything manually. At least you understood the process, whereas a lot of CPAs, people that don't have bookkeeping, will understand all these different accounting theories and different FASBs and AICPA bulletins and all this garbage, but they don't necessarily know how to do bookkeeping.
Yep.
Well, there's a small office in town. The one with a green sign, H&R. And I mean, I don't want to cast aspersions because I don't really know personally, but I've been talking to some folks. I guess there's some people that go in there this time of the year for a few months, and they have like a 6-month job there, and they're not CPAs. I guess they're not EAs either.
For nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And nevertheless, I guess they got the head honcho that is.
Yeah,
and don't they have to take
and sign the return?
Say that again?
He closes his eye and signs the returns. That's what happens about that.
Keeps his fingers crossed, or her fingers crossed.
But doesn't H&R Block have a test that its employees have to take?
Well, they have training. I actually took training about 20 years ago, and it was really good training. But at the time, if you went to work with them, it was just, the compensation was just insane, where you basically got paid at the end of the tax season, and you get paid. It was like not very much, and then you had to sign like a 2-year non-compete.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
So,
Well, you know
but
what
that
I
was
think
like-
I think
that
the
was like
best
20 years
training,
ago.
and I know Dennis will probably agree with me on this. The best training that I got was when I was first working at the CPA firm I used to work for, and they were, fortunately for me, so far behind the times that they were doing returns by hand.
That is probably the best way to learn.
And I learned tax. I did not learn how to punch numbers into a tax software and click calculate and pray that there's no mistakes. I can still to this day do any tax return by hand. Corporate, partnership, accruals, all that stuff. That is like the best way, is to actually manually go through and understand the calculations.
Well, it's the same way with QuickBooks. I mean, the best, people that know the software but don't understand the bookkeeping or accounting behind it, where I grew up doing manual books, and so all QuickBooks does is just streamline the process.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't give you accounting knowledge.
Nope. Negative on that one, Rampart.
Well, it is true. You need to know bookkeeping to use the software. You need to know taxes to use the software too.
Well, you need to be recognized that this doesn't seem reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's such a subjective. That takes experience to know that.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So Susan is still having some technical issues. I'm not sure that Dwayne ever got over his, but I do see him there, at least his head.
Looks like he's driving.
We see his nostril. Hi, Dwayne.
Must be driving. Looks like a dashboard mount or something.
Yeah. And I did get a message from Brandon who said he wanted to be here. Oh no, Sarah is having terrible problems with Bill.com.
That's funny.
Oh, I feel
Not
bad.
funny,
It,
No,
yeah,
it's not funny.
especially on a Friday afternoon.
yeah, she needs to be done with the day.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
that's
be
what-
fighting with a program.
Like 6:30 back there, isn't it?
You know, I
Quarter to
have to say
Yep.
that I work with the people at QBox, and I have the cell phone number of a young man that's tech support for QBox, and it doesn't matter when I call him. I mean, if I have to leave him a message, he's back to me within 5-10 minutes every time. I mean, it's just, I've called him on weekends, I've called him after hours, and it's usually a very quick question, and it's usually a very quick answer. But it's the most wonderful thing.
I have a question about QBox. In theory, if, for example, the client or the client had a different version of QBox than the account had a different version of QBox in, say, like 2015, and you inadvertently uploaded a 2014 file from the client, would that basically totally hose the file for the client, or would they have to buy the 2015 software?
Well, not really, but whatever you did to it, you would probably want to lose, because if they didn't have the version you upgraded it to, they go back and they save like the last 50 copies of the file.
Okay.
And that was one of the things I called him about, because I couldn't figure out how I could. I did something and I didn't want to save it. So I wanted to go back and restore the last one I did before that. And I called him, and there's a little history picture, I think. But the word wasn't there. It was a picture or something. And I was going the wrong place. Once I got to the right place, it was you click on it and you see a list of the date of all the previous versions, and it goes down like, I don't know, 30 or 40.
So you
or
could
whatever.
recover from it if you screwed up and uploaded it to a new version.
Oh, yeah, you could.
But
Yes.
Dennis, it wouldn't even let you open it. It would say the QuickBooks file you're trying to open has been upgraded to a new version. Do you want to upgrade? It's going to give you that message.
It's going to be the same as if you were on a regular server.
Exactly.
If you had 2015 and you were trying to upload the clients from 2014, would you basically would you convert it and then he wouldn't be able to use it on his 2014?
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
so-
converted it, but you can go back to the You'd also have to type YES. Most people, if they type YES, realize, oh, that's not what I want to do.
Another question: can you, like, I've got a client that we're sort of just, divorcing, so to speak. I mean, it's sort of mutual, but I've got his QBox, I've got his QuickBooks file, and for his new accountant, can his subscription be transferred to the new accountant, or if I want, I could share it with the new accountant. I mean, since I'm the admin, but can you track?
Yeah, all you do is invite people with their email address. The only thing is, if you, Dennis, want to access it from 2 different devices, like I like to access mine from my desktop and from my laptop. And
No.
so I have to use a different email address for my account for my desktop and a different email address for my account for my laptop.
What I'm saying is that
Dennis, here's the thing. If it's your QBox file, it's your copy of that QuickBooks file. So if you want to give a copy to a new CPA, give them a copy.
Well, that's what I was going to invite them, but can I transfer if they want to be out of the whole picture?
You don't have to.
Yeah,
you don't have to invite them. Just give them a
Yeah, I
copy.
would make him buy his own version.
He can buy and set it up himself and give them the copy of the most updated file because it would be the one that was synced the last and it has the same data.
It would be like having children and have to meet with them whenever special events happen, like tax time.
Exactly.
It's going to expire in May, but it's been paid for. Get a yearly subscription, and so
this is QBox?
Yeah, I've got a QBox subscription for a client.
Oh, so you don't pay $9 a month?
No, I pay. We basically split the cost and paid for your subscription, which expires in I think.
You want me to give you the phone number to call to ask the guy?
Well, I can look it up on the web, but I'm just wondering.
I don't know. Yvette gave me his. He's got initials. He's got two initials like CJ or TJ, and I've got his cell phone number. That's all I know.
Okay, I was just wondering if I could just basically transfer the admin function to this new person, and then just be out of it.
Have to do that, Dennis. Honestly, you have your own file that you'll be using with other clients, and if you really want to divorce them, make the cut and make his new accountant do whatever he wants to share.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, the other problem I see with that, Dennis, is they have your credit card on file. And when May comes, they're going to automatically renew under your credit card.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you want to make this easy for them not to screw it up.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Okay.
Divorce means cut all ties. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to recover your money. I understand what you're talking about, Dennis, but
No, I don't care about that. I mean, I just want to. I hadn't thought about having it automatically renew on my account, which I don't want.
right, exactly.
Okay.
So divorce is divorce. If his own accountant, if this other accountant is smart, he'll buy into QBox and do the same thing.
Yeah.
But he may have another process entirely, and you just want out of the picture.
Yeah.
And your client could also buy an account. Eventually, I figure I'll transfer these things to my clients. But if my clients aren't really computer savvy in the first place, it's easier for me to do it and set it up for $9 a month.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Your normal process when you're logging into someone else's computer, and whether it's just doing your regular monthly work or whether it's a troubleshooting situation, is it your normal standard practice to ensure that that the client has a backup before anybody does anything?
I don't log on to my client's computers the way that I used to anymore.
My backups, the backups are in the QBox, so I'm not.
I'm using QBox now, so I don't use like LogMeIn. I used to, like when I very first started doing virtual with clients, that was really the only thing that was out there. And you did have to log on to their computer. You had to have the password for or have a profile set up for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Plus, it used to be free too. The free
Yeah,
version.
LogMeIn was the freebie.
Yeah, it's no longer free. Then I started using Join.me, and it was great for a little while. You didn't have to log into the actual computer, but the person had to be there for you to be on the other end and shared.
Yeah.
So now I'm just using QBox, and I just open and either lock it or not, depending on what I need to do. And I don't have to worry about any of that now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't do a lot of the remote access anymore either. I use either QBox or I personally like working with an accountant's copy, but I have a different type of clientele than I don't do a lot of like monthly bookkeeping. I'm like their mobile CFO or their remote CFO. I will review their stuff. So they just send me the accountant's copy. I make a few changes, send it back to them, and we're all good to go on those clients. So, but for the clients that I do have to remote on, I do make sure that they have some type of backup running. They are either having Carbonite or something where they're backing up their computer in general before I go. But what I do for my client, for a lot of them, is I will, when I'm done with a job, I will actually send myself a portable file, and I'll either put it in my Gmail or I'll throw it up in Box, just so that if their computer crashes, I can give them a backup from the last time I was there.
Yep, exactly. I do the same.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I do similar to Joanne. Every time I finish work, reconciling bank accounts and that kind of thing, I back it up and store the backup on my share file. And I give their CPA and them access to it. They get an email saying the latest backup is there. And I just figure, they all say they're backing up, but I don't have time to check how they're backing up. And at least this way I know that after I do my work, they're not going to lose that part.
Right, right. Well, I actually do take the time when I'm, like at this time of year, the end of the year, when I'm going to clean up or check up anybody's files, I keep a backup myself, but I also walk them through the backup process. Because I had an experience, I'm like always talking about backups to my clients, and I had the experience where I was running late and I didn't take the time, and I said, are you doing backups? And he said, yes, I am. I've got it on a separate hard drive. And I did not actually go through the process with him. And a week later, his daughter was on his computer and crashed it, and he did not have a backup. So, yeah, that's why I take copies, number one, now. And number two, no matter how rushed or whatever I am, I still go through that process. I still talk to people that even though I see them once a year and they were doing it properly last year, I want to see them do it properly this year too.
That's great.
So yeah. So my backups are done mostly after I've done the work with them though. Not before.
Right.
Well, I saw something on one of the other sites, and seemed like a real sad story. That you know, they had an IT people taking care of the server, and they expected, you know, it's like, yeah, Johnny's taking care of it, and Johnny's thinking Joe's taking care of it.
Oh no, and a
neither one
server
of them.
means a bigger type client also.
Yeah.
Everyone's job is nobody's job.
So it is very important to back up. I even back up my QBO files, my clients. When I'm done there, when I'm doing monthly bookkeeping for them, at the end of the session that I'm doing, I use that safety net.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and I use that as my added value to the client.
Where does it get backed up to? The web or your hard drive?
It's cloud. It's the web.
Okay, so it's called Safety Net.
Safety Net. Safety Net by Jobber. Yes.
How much does it cost a month?
It's free.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Were they
And
trying
I've
to
got
sell
all
you?
my clients on it.
Oh, okay. What's the security? What's the security on it? 256 or is it?
I can't give you specifics.
Oh.
So it's called Safety Net?
Yes. You
So
get
if you
to-
win it, so if you went
Let me
into
see if
Google,
I just actually put something in Facebook on. There was a thread from Seth's Between Walls and Maine. And there was a couple different people that, let me see if I can find the link. Yeah, I've had a, well, I've never had to restore from it, though. So,
I think it was Mariette that was asking the question, wasn't it? In
yeah.
the first, I remember seeing that post too.
Okay. Now, if we were on Zoom, I could just run that little video, 2-minute video for you.
Right.
It's in the, oh, I put it, sorry, in the Hangout thing. It was up. I meant to put it in the chat. my Google chat was up. Okay. There you go. Okay. Well, we've got a couple minutes left. Is there anything anyone wants to talk about before we disappear for this week? No? The quiet beer. Sarah wants beer.
Sarah.
Sorry, Sarah.
I had a birthday
Woo! All right.
on Monday, actually.
Happy birthday, a little late.
Thank
You're
you.
26 now, right?
No, I'm still 24.
24.
I'll be 20. I'll be 24 next year too.
Oh, okay.
I'll be celebrating my 20th anniversary next year.
Nice.
Of
Yeah.
your fourth birthday.
Looking at the chat, what was Sarah talking about? $90 divided by 12 equals $750.
Qbox is
Oh.
Qbox is $90 per folder per year.
Per client.
Or you
client.
pay $9 a month.
Or $9 a month. So it's a very small amount of money.
Yeah.
But Dennis, actually, I think you should just try calling Chris Wise
I may do that.
and have him, walk you through all of that stuff.
Well, I gave the client the option of doing Qbox or just having a new account using LogMe, and I said, "Let me know." I don't
So
care.
is it on your account or you are on their account?
No, I paid for it. Well, actually, I paid for it and we split the cost. But I'm the admin.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. When they get out, basically you're going to if they delete it, you will still have the information.
Okay, but I want to get out. I don't want to be paid. So, I'm perfectly willing to let them use it until, May when I'm not willing to pay for a new subscription, though.
Right. Do you have other clients on Qbox?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so all it is just talking.
Yeah.
You just need to talk to Chris and just let them know that this one file, you just need to, when it expires, not to renew it.
Right, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if I might just send it to the new accountant and they can be have access to it. I don't really care one or the other.
Right. Well, if you're the admin, you can delete them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're the admin, then you have the ability to take them off your account.
Yeah, just tell them to take a copy of the file and let them know as of this date you're going to be deleting,
Well,
you're
it's
going to be done.
their files get backed up to the Qbox, so they've already got the file.
Well, one of the things about Qbox though is you can back it up to any one of the computers because you're not working on it on the cloud. When you go get that file, it is downloaded to the computer you're on and you're working on your own hard drive.
Right, yeah, it's on the hard.
You can back it up and just tell them back it up, or you back it up and send them a copy of the backup.
Yeah, like I'm saying, Dennis, they just need to save it to another
Place besides
That's what I
besides
told
where
him.
it is.
Just basically, move it to another file and then or another
Yeah.
location. I'm not sure how well he understood that instruction, so.
Well,
he
then
will
take,
understand it if you say, sir, you need to save a copy of your file or it will go away.
or just do it for him.
Or just do it for them and send it to them, you know what I
Do
mean?
it for him, send it to him, and say, go into your Qbox and delete the access.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
And if he calls you, you say, here's the copy I sent you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're denying them access or anything.
No.
And especially if you have other clients and you're using
And
QBox.
you're using
for other-
QBox regular, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep. All righty.
So, Gina, I have a question for you.
Okay.
We're starting demos again, so you're getting ready to line stuff up?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
Because I know Chris, we're going to be doing some new stuff for Chris, so maybe we should do a new demo for...
He's on the list.
What?
Already there.
Look at that!
We are-
Awesome.
As a matter of fact, he's the next person I'm going to contact. Joanne, I want to get on for 17
17 hats, yeah.
I'd love to have her and Donovan, and I'd love to have Mariette come on with her too.
Can somebody do a Trello one as well?
You want Trello? I was
Yeah.
going to bring on something called Workato.
I'm sorry, it's what?
Workato, Workato, Workato.
Okay.
And that does flows. Like if you have more than one app attached to your QBO,
Mm-hmm.
they will map the processes so that they don't conflict with each other.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be seeing more and more of that. So I wanted to bring them on to kind of explain how all of that happens. You could have QBO, and you could have Bill.com, and you can have ADP, and you can have T-sheets, and you want to make sure that the information is flowing the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you want
Okay.
Trello added to the list.
Yeah, I think, because I'm thinking I want to use that, but a demo would be
Is there a free version of Trello, or is everything paid? Do you have like a freemium?
free. Yeah.
I'm using the free version. I got
Okay.
mine from, believe it or not, Doug Sleater. He came on and he was trying it out, and he, on one of the Seth's Hangouts, gave us all access, and I've been using it since then.
Yeah, because you can invite people to your boards. I learned that today from Yoda.
Yeah. Yeah, I use Trello. Sorry, I was trying to multitask here. I use Trello for all of my GTD and my delegation between me and my staff. And I just use Evernote now for my notes and my receipts and that kind of stuff. So Trello's like my new go-to love of my life.
I like the checklist in Trello. That's my favorite thing.
Yep, that's what I do. I set up these little checklists for my staff for every single thing that we have to do with a client. We create a checklist, and then we copy that checklist and bring it into their to-do list so that they know what they have to do for every single client, and I can see how far they've progressed by clicking off the boxes.
Absolutely, absolutely. My favorite part of it.
I know you love clicking those check boxes and having
So
it go
what is-
100%.
Yeah.
What does the free version give you compared to a paid version?
There's really the only difference is stupid backgrounds in space, saving space, or because you can upload images and documents and video, and so it just limits your space. But I haven't needed it for
Right.
anything.
And I think also you get to put your logo on it if you buy it.
Yeah, and you get like extra backgrounds or something.
Hmm.
I have Trello Gold, but I don't even really use it. So
I bet when Gina gets a chance to watch that recording of today's hangout with Seth, that she'll probably want to have that guy in to give a demo for us. The PDF. to
PDF
itself.
to Excel?
It's
PDF
pretty-
to Excel.
slick.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I think you can watch the video of the recording.
Well, I haven't seen, Seth didn't put it up yet,
Okay.
or at least I haven't seen it yet. I am planning on looking at it once I find it.
The only problem I see, of course, I'm looking at it on the laptop, but when you try to see, when they do the screen share, it's a little hard to see the details.
well, you probably weren't viewing the Zoom in full screen.
Yeah, I clicked on it and said full screen.
Because I clicked on it in full. I have a small MacBook Pro 13-inch one, and I saw it fine.
Really?
It was like crystal clear.
I mean, I can see the general outline of what he was doing when he was formatting and stuff, but to actually see the numbers, unless every once in a while he would enlarge it so you can see, but a lot of times you really couldn't see.
I thought fine.
Wonders of technology, and I thought Zoom would be better.
Oh, it is better.
Well, it is better in some ways, but
The video's a lot clearer.
Well, we will be doing Zoom next week, and the link and the numbers will be in the Facebook group and also in Slack. I'd like to figure out in Slack how we can have a Zoom directory for those of us that have Zoom accounts, and we can just put our account numbers there.
How much is the paid? Is it like $15 a month or?
Like $14.99 and then like $150 for a year.
Oh, okay.
oh, really?
Who's that?
Okay, everybody. Again, on the Facebook page and on Slack is where you'll find the Zoom Hangout next week. So, anybody have any questions? No?
No.
Nope.
Alrighty then. Everyone have a wonderful weekend.
You too. This weekend.
Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
I don't know why I kept typing. I could turn the microphone on.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
But
Thank you.